Have you ever felt like your life should be further ahead than it is right now? Like you have dreams, goals, and potential, but somehow you're still standing in the same place. Maybe you've told yourself that things will change when the timing is right. Maybe you've been waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for an opportunity, or waiting for someone to believe in you. But what if the thing you're waiting for is the very thing holding you back? Because today, I want to share a truth that changed the lives of countless people. A truth that is uncomfortable at first, but incredibly powerful once you accept it. Nobody is coming. Let that sink in. Nobody is coming to wake you up early every morning. Nobody is coming to force you to stay disciplined. Nobody is coming to build your dream. Nobody is coming to save your future. And strangely enough, that's the best news you'll hear today. Let me explain. There was once a traveler standing at an old bus stop. Every day he showed up and waited. He dreamed of reaching a beautiful city beyond the mountains, a place filled with opportunity, success, and everything he wanted from life. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, months turned into years. One afternoon, an old man walked by and asked him a simple question. "How long have you been waiting?" The traveler replied, "Years." The old man looked around and said, "For what?" "The bus." The old man smiled sadly. "There has never been a bus here." The traveler stood frozen. For years he had been waiting for something that was never coming. And that's exactly what many people do with their lives. They wait for confidence before taking action. They wait for motivation before starting. They wait for perfect conditions before making a move. But success has never belonged to those who wait. It belongs to those who move. And once you understand that, something powerful begins to happen. You stop looking outside for answers. You start looking within. There is a story about a young student who traveled across the country to meet a wise teacher. The student was frustrated because, despite reading books and watching videos, his life wasn't changing. When he finally met the teacher, he expected some secret formula for success. Instead, the teacher placed a mirror on the table. The student looked confused. The teacher said, "Every problem you complain about has one thing in common." The student stared at his reflection. The same person causing many of your struggles is also capable of solving them. At first, the student felt offended, but later he realized something life-changing. Responsibility is not punishment. Responsibility is power. Because the moment you blame everything outside yourself, you give away control. But the moment you accept responsibility, you take your power back. And power is where change begins. Now, before you think this means life will become easy, let me tell you another story. High above the mountains, dark clouds gather. The wind becomes violent. Rain falls. Most birds rush to hide. They search for shelter and wait for the storm to pass. But one bird does something different. The eagle spreads its wings. Instead of running from the storm, it uses the storm. The stronger the wind becomes, the higher the eagle rises. Think about that. The storm is the same. The wind is the same. The conditions are the same. The only difference is the response. Life works exactly the same way. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid discomfort, avoid failure, avoid rejection, avoid challenges. But greatness has never been built inside comfort. The obstacles you're facing today may not be there to stop you. They may be there to strengthen you. And if that sounds difficult, remember this. Some of the most important growth in your life will happen when it feels like nothing is happening at all. There is a type of bamboo tree that spends years growing beneath the surface. For years, farmers water it every single day. Yet nothing appears above the ground. No leaves, no branches, no visible progress. Most people would quit. Most people would assume the seed was dead. But beneath the surface, something incredible is happening. Roots are spreading. Foundations are forming. Strength is being built. Then one day, the bamboo suddenly shoots upward and grows at an astonishing speed. People look at it and think it happened overnight. But it didn't. The growth was happening the entire time. It was simply invisible. Maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe you've been working hard and don't see results. Maybe you've been improving yourself and nobody notices. Maybe you've been showing up every day and wondering if any of it matters. It does. The roots are growing, and one day the results will become visible, but only if you keep going. Unfortunately, many people never reach that stage because they become trapped inside a prison. Not a prison made of steel, a prison made of excuses. I'll start tomorrow. I don't have enough time. I'm not ready yet. What if I fail? Every excuse sounds reasonable. Every excuse feels harmless. But over time, excuses become chains, and chains become prisons. The dangerous thing about excuses is that they make us feel comfortable while stealing our future. They protect us from discomfort, but they also protect us from growth. And one day, many people wake up and realize they've spent years making excuses instead of making progress. Don't let that be your story, because your future isn't built by what you plan to do. It's built by what you do today. And sometimes that work must be done alone. The world teaches us to fear being alone, but some of the greatest transformations happen in solitude. Think about a sculptor standing alone in a workshop. Hour after hour, he chips away at a block of stone. Nobody applauds, nobody notices, nobody celebrates. Yet slowly a masterpiece begins to emerge. Your life works the same way. The strongest version of yourself is often built when nobody is watching, when there is no audience, no praise, no validation, just you and your commitment. Those quiet moments matter, because they reveal who you really are. Can you stay disciplined when nobody is watching? Can you keep going when nobody believes in you? Can you remain focused when results are invisible? That is where character is built. That is where strength is formed. And strength is exactly what life requires. There was once a blacksmith who created some of the strongest swords in the world. A young apprentice asked him one day, "What makes a sword so strong?" The apprentice expected him to say steel. Instead, the blacksmith pointed toward the furnace, the fire. Then he pointed toward the hammer and the pressure. Without fire, the steel remains weak. Without pressure, it remains ordinary. Without the hammer, it never becomes what it was meant to be. Life is no different. The challenges you're facing today are shaping you. The setbacks are teaching you. The pressure is preparing you. You may not understand it right now. You may not enjoy it right now. But one day you'll look back and realize the hardest seasons of your life created the strongest version of you. And that's when something incredible happens. You become unstoppable, not because life becomes easy, not because obstacles disappear, but because you stop quitting, you stop waiting, you stop making excuses, you keep moving forward, again and again and again, like a river flowing toward the ocean. A river doesn't stop because a rock stands in its way. It adapts. It flows around it, over it, through it, but it keeps moving. That's what unstoppable people do. They keep moving. Even when it's hard, even when it's slow, even when nobody notices. Because they understand that consistency beats motivation. Discipline beats talent, and action beats intention. One day you'll look back at this chapter of your life. The struggles, the doubts, the lonely nights, the difficult seasons, and you'll realize something. The moment everything changed wasn't when life became easier. The moment everything changed was when you became stronger. So if you're listening to this right now, take it as a sign. Stop waiting. Stop doubting yourself. Stop telling yourself you'll start someday. Start today. Take one step, then another, because your future is created by the actions you take right now. And if this message connected with you, leave a comment below and tell me one goal you're committed to pursuing. Not next week, not next month, today. And if you're serious about becoming stronger, more disciplined, and building the life you know you're capable of creating, make sure you subscribe and join this community, because this isn't just a channel. It's a reminder that your potential is far greater than your excuses. Until next time, keep growing, keep fighting, keep believing. And remember, the hero you've been waiting for has been inside you all along.